They will hear the ring of heaven's call. What? Yeah, I gotta be honest, I realized this when gathering footage from my last video, which you should totally check out after this, by the way. But anyway, what does this mean? That the dark worlds are heaven and the light world is hell? Or maybe it's the other way around, and the light world is heaven and the dark worlds are hell, because the dark fountain calling us could be read as heaven calling us to see or hell. I'm personally more convinced by the first option, as there's a lot more evidence supporting the light world and everything beyond it being related to hell. Let's just start off very simple. In the Raise Up Your Bat rhythm game, we can see some lyrics, and two parts are very interesting to this discussion. Where the demon heart is crying, and come follow me into the dark, with your heart as the arc, which shall shine you the way. Demon heart and shining. That makes it sound like we, and everything related to light and sort of, I guess, meta things, cause we're the player, are tied to hell. Alright, so really quick. In Noelle's blog post from the Spamton Sweepstakes, there's a page where she's listening to a song called Raise Up Your Bat. And next to it is written that the song is from what I presume to be a band called Blood Crushers. In this shot right here, which you may have seen. Well, that presumption is obviously wrong, because it is obviously from the horror movie Blood Crushers Noelle and Susie are talking about. I really thought Des wrote the song, but guess not. I still think this song is worth analyzing though. Okay, back to the video now. This is further supported by, as we all know, Gaster most likely being the person talking to us in the Gaster creator, because the song playing being called another hymn, the speaking cadence, and blah blah blah. You've already heard this a million times. Anyhow, Gaster's unused stats in the code are all 6s, tying him to devils and hell. Okay, so we have arrived at the conclusion. Or so you think. There's a little friend here who wants to have a word in this discussion. Friend right here is also connected to hell. Let's start off with connecting friend to this prophecy panel right here. Alright, so first of all, the knight literally has the same laugh as friend. Here, take a listen. And with almost everyone, including me, being convinced that Des is most likely the knight, we can conclude that this tale from hell that the children, presumably Chris, Noelle, Azriel, and Des, have followed is friend, and they followed it to a place where the forest would grow. The shelter cuts right through the forest, so I could call this spot a place where the forest would grow. Also, the tale from hell is made of circles. Made of circles, huh? Just like the pets from Noelle's game she describes in her blog post. When going to the new blog post found on the Spamton Silence ARG, you can find her describing a minigame in the Cat Pairs game, which you can play. And if you get too many points, you get jump scared by the friend phase and your score gets reset. So, friend is a demon cat from hell it seems. If we use this revelation from earlier, where I conclude that everything meta is tied to hell, that means that friend is not just another random darkner, but rather some form of higher existence, like Gaster. Interesting to note that friend's file in the code is in all uppercase, just like everything related to Gaster. Very interesting. So seemingly, friend and Gaster want the Roaring Knight to exist. For what purpose though? At first, I thought they wanted to cause the Roaring to reach the Dark Worlds, which I think is heaven. But why wouldn't they just make the Knight spam open fountains, then to instantly cause the Roaring? No. I think their goals are much more complex than reaching heaven. In the Gaster creator, the background, as someone found out a while ago, is literally just a picture of the ocean that's been distorted, with dark worlds being tied to the ocean so much through Raise Up Your Bat's line, with your heart as my mark, which shall guide you the way through the waves, and the sun playing when you enter the dark world for the first time in chapter 1 being called Ocean.ogg. It seems like Gaster is talking to us, the player, inside a dark world. Maybe he and friend are stuck there. The demons are stuck in heaven, and they want to get out. How could this be done? Well... If you have watched my last video, you'd know that I concluded that the knight is trying to change the prophecy by leading the heroes, and especially Susie, on the wrong path, by showing them a false prophecy in the chapter 4 Dark World. And if whoever is controlling the knight made them show Susie this as the last prophecy panel, wouldn't it make sense? I must say, I personally always hated the idea that you had to just close all the Dark Worlds and that would be it. You won. No real hardship, no real tangible loss. Well, except where I'll say, but I mean, the world would have ended if you, well, didn't do it, so I think it's worth taking that loss. But yeah, it's just boring. A very boring ending. But with this, it's a lot more exciting. With this, we don't just have to seal all the Dark Worlds and we've won. Oh no, Gaster and friend are plotting to get out of the Dark Worlds by leading everyone in the wrong path and making them seal every last Dark Fountain. What are they gonna do once they're out? I don't know. That's also why Gaster summoned us into this world. Only we can seal the Dark Worlds, and they're gonna abuse that. Also, I think Gaster made a deal with Chris and Carol to get us into this world, tricking them to do his bidding under the false premise that Des will be saved. Isn't this exciting? This way, Gaster can actually have an important role, and this also works for people who haven't played Undertale and have no clue who Gaster is. And in conclusion, Gaster and friend are from Hell, a more real world than the Dark Worlds, and are currently stuck in Heaven, the Dark Worlds, and trying to escape by leading everyone in the wrong path and making them seal the Dark Fountains. They also created the Knight by corrupting Des to have something they can force Chris and the others with to do their bidding, basically offering up a solution to a problem they've created. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and this title card right here will take you to my last video I've been mentioning all the time. Goodbye!